Hi, my name is Linda. I made this channel to talk fully on anything horror. This is my first channel, so please be nice. If you guys have any suggestions or if you want me to talk about anything specific, please let me know. Okay, so we're just gonna get right into it. My top 5 horror movies of all time so far right now is number 1, Barbarian. Number 2, Terrifier 2. Terrifier 2. Okay. Smile is number 3. Number 4, Halloween Ends. 5, The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It. Okay. And now I'm going to go into why. So first, let's start off with Barbarian. Okay, so Barbarian. Why is that my top 5? Okay, so that is number 1. Okay, so Barbarian, it was just a masterpiece, to be honest. Everything about it I loved. But if we want to get more specific with it, I would probably say all of the killings were very gory. It made you feel very uncomfortable. And I feel like if any horror movie makes you feel uncomfortable, that's like the best there is, correct? So I also thought that the acting was amazing. Everything that they did, the screaming, just everything was perfect. It also made you want to close your eyes like a few times. Like, I really loved that about this movie. The whole story from going way back in the day to the present, back and forth, was also my favorite. I loved that so much about it. It was so good. And I think that's about it. I just thought it was very, very good for 2022, out of all of the horror movies. And so, yeah, that's why. Okay, Terrifier 2. This one was amazing. I already seen Terrifier 1. I thought that was just amazing. I love how the writer and producer is such a young guy, but yet he likes to go very old school with the way that he presents the movie. Like the camera, the quality, it makes it feel like it's such an old school movie. The way that he kills, it's such an old school gory way of doing it, and I love it so much. Like, he will kill to the point where it's like, okay, like that is enough. But no, like in reality, you do want to see that. And I feel like that's like in every horror movie that you want to see. You want to see stuff like that. Well, for me, that's definitely my preference of any type of scary movie. I like to see the killings. I like to see how gory it gets. That is my favorite. It makes me want to look away. That is what draws me in. And that is what Terrifier 2 was all about. I love the story, everything. I like how they brought in the little girl from when he killed her. Oh my God, it was amazing. I loved it so much. I feel like Art is definitely just a very crazy character. I want them to go more on him. I heard that they are making a part 3, and this time it'll be with a different writer and producer. So we'll definitely see how that goes into effect. I still love the way that he did part 1 and 2 all together. So I can imagine that part 3 is gonna be even better. So yeah, I think that's it for Terrifier 2. That is why I loved it. That's why it's top 2. Okay, Smile. Oh my God. Talk about nightmares. This movie, oh my goodness. I was watching it at night. I think I was a little late on watching it, but oh my God, it was so, so good. I loved it. The point of like your fears attacking you, oh my God, I just loved it. It was such a psychological, crazy gore. Makes you also want to have nightmares. Like, it was so scary. Like, it makes you feel completely uncomfortable. It was such a good movie. And I don't know if they'd ever make a part 2, which I've heard rumors about. I wonder how they're going to go about it. It was so good. The killings, the way that they made the plot and people dying from like their fears, and like how it was affecting them in certain ways to make them feel like they were mental. Oh my God, it was so good. And I love how they made you think something happened when it really didn't. Oh my God, that is like my favorite. I love when movies do that. They just keep you thinking, like you're on your toes. You don't think that that was going to happen, but it did. That is my favorite. I love the creativity in it. It was so perfect. I love it. If it continues, I cannot wait to see what they do. It was perfect. Halloween ends. Oh my God. Any freaking Halloween franchise fan, I feel like a lot of people downplayed this movie. But to be real, if you are really a horror, I mean, a Halloween fan, you know exactly that this was the perfect closure that everybody needed. It was so perfect. I love how they brought in Corey, total new character, made him seem just like Michael. And I loved it how Laurie was so connected to Michael that she knew. She knew that this guy was up to something. She knew that he was connected to Michael somehow. And I loved it. It was perfect. I felt like it did not even have to go start off from Halloween Kills. Like everything was perfect. I loved it all. I will say, yeah, if it never continues, I feel like this is exactly what I needed to end it. It ended perfect. And that's it. That's all I have to say about that. It was perfect. It was a perfect ending to the Halloween franchise, and I will love it till the day I die. It was perfect. Michael, Laurie, they are my favorite. It was such a good movie. This was also in 2022. So yeah, it was perfect. I loved it. Okay, last one. This is number 5. The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It. Okay, so I love the Conjuring series already. It is my favorite out of all of the paranormals. Well, anything paranormal, this is number 1. I love ghosts, anything that has to do with ghosts, no slashers or any of those. This is purely just like hauntings and paranormal. This was my number 1 out of the Conjurings. I thought it was so good. The Devil Made Me Do It. I love it because I love how it's such an old case that was real. Then you really think back like, wow, like he killed somebody because one of the demons got to him when he was trying to save this little boy. And he gets arrested because he was possessed at the time. And I like how this was the first case to allow not guilty because of possession. And I loved it. I just could not believe it. And my favorite part in that movie is when the attorney, she was like, there's no way that we're winning this. So, you know, I don't think so. Right. And then I like how Ed and Lorraine were like, well, come along with us. Let's have dinner and let's change your mind. And then boom, they show the next scene and this girl is defending him. Yes, not guilty from possession. Yes, exactly. Oh my God, it was so good. I loved it so much. I love the killings. I just loved the whole story of it, how it all came to be. And then my other favorite parts of all the Conjurings, to be honest, is every time at the end of the movie, before it like ends completely, they will show the real pictures of the real victims. They'll show Ed and Lorraine Warren during the case. It was so good. If you guys really don't know what I'm talking about, definitely look up The Conjuring and you'll see that these were real cases that Ed and Lorraine Warren did. And I loved it so much. This did not come out in 2022, but it did come out in 2021. The rest, 1 through 4 that I listed, is all 2022. And this is number 5. That's the only 2021. But yes, so that is why I love this Conjuring. It was so good. Such a crazy story. I couldn't believe that it was real. I just can't. It was so good. So good. Okay, so that was my top 5 horror movies. I really appreciate you guys even watching this. Oh my God. Thank you so much. I love horror so much. It is a passion of mine. I feel like horror is part of my personality. I will definitely go way more into detail of everything later. This is just my first video. It's very short, I understand. If you want to hear more, if you want to, like I said, suggestions, anything that you guys want me to talk about, anything specific, please let me know. I will totally do it. I love horror so much. I feel like I know so much about it. But if I don't know something, please let me know. I would love to know. I just have so many notes, so many pictures. I try to buy so many stuff. Like, I'm really into it. So if you guys if you guys have any suggestions, or if you guys can give me any, that would be amazing. But I would really love to see you guys come back. I will try to have more videos come up soon. I'm just starting out, so I'm gonna see how this goes. But thank you so much. I really appreciate it.